when we share stories, what tends to happen is that emotion comes out, and that emotion, that positive emotion, is really what creates motion in our lives. And the more we can get around that positive, optimistic joy, and if you, to the point to even sometimes, it's okay to shed a tear or two if that's what it means to you. Not everybody's story is very sentimental, but a lot of them are. A lot of us go through tragedy in life, and I just had somebody come up to me and tell me their story of just loss after loss after loss after loss after, just getting kicked while you're down like 16 times over in a row, and what this place really means to them, how they lost basically their entire family, and now this is their family. And so I just want to give us some space, like a safe place to be able to share those stories. And if there's anything like that you're interested in, I'm also, like I said, wide open to answering any questions. Is there anybody that might want to start and be the vulnerable one that starts the train? Because once somebody goes, everybody starts going. That wants to raise their hand, maybe share a story. You could ask a question. You could say what burn means to you. You could comment. Anything that's on your mind, really. This is just an open discussion. Make sense? Anybody have anything they'd like to start with? Okay, please. I have a mic here. Nicole.
Okay.
Nicole is our mic runner, FBC, franchise business coach, manager extraordinaire / jack of all trades.
Field operations.
Yep, she'll do all the things, including run mics to you. So just make sure you have it before you go. Go ahead.
So I'm Rachel, but my story is I was athletic as a kid, did gymnastics and volleyball and all the things, and then I became a military wife and moved all around, and a mom, and a physical therapist. So I was always taking care of everybody else, like my patients, like pediatric patients, elderly patients, all sorts of different things over the years. But I never financially invested like time or money or resources into myself. So it's always like taking care of, I have 4 kids, now they're 15 all the way to 6. But I never thought I was worth the money of like whatever I have to pay to like show up in a community. So when I finally like bit the bullet and just like, okay, I'm worth it, I'm gonna give it a try. And that's when it's like, I know there's cost involved, but like the community and camaraderie, and like I've gotten to be back to like sort of an athletic self, like, hey, I'm 43 now, but like, what can I do? Like, what can I still do? How can I motivate myself and others and be encouraged? And so now, like, if I'm ever like, you're showing off, it's like, I just want to see what God's created me to be and just be as strong as I can be just for that, experience and joy, and as my body still works. So I guess thank you to Burn that like I've realized that I'm worth it, whatever the cost is, like the time and the effort and showing up, and even somebody else's time. Like I'm usually giving back to other people, but like I'm also worth it that I can be receiving training, not just giving training. So that's my story.
I want to make one comment on that because I thought what you said in the middle, like as what's going, you actually told me out loud, you told us out loud a thought that was going through your head. I mean, we were doing 95-pound straddle squats today, and in your mind it might be like, hey, don't show off, right? But like here's what's true, right? Especially in this environment. 99% of all of our stress comes from worry of judgment, and that judgment that we're worried about 99% of the time actually isn't even happening. So what we're doing is just imagining ghosts in the future, and we're just imagining some scenario, and then it's causing us to react in a certain way. I want you to know that when you pick up that 95-pound weight, and I'm sitting there watching you, I've got some intuition in my body, and that's part of my superpower, and I've been able to look at the members in the room as you pick that up. They're stopping what they're doing in awe, and I have to be like, and they're like clapping. I'm like, hey, no, pick your weight back up. Like, she's good. Like, I'm glad she's energizing you, but you need to pick your weight up, right? So you are a role model when you pick up those weights and when you push yourself and when you're an athletic person. Not everybody was born with athletic capability. That doesn't mean we all can't be athletes. But if you have it, man, we want you to use that because it's showing us what we're capable of because we see some of ourselves inside of you. And so maybe that could be classified as a judgment, but it's a positive judgment, right? It's one where I'm judging that, hey, I could be like you someday maybe if I keep working hard.
You should see her do a pull-up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Good. Well, I like that. 99% of judgment. Oh, I can't like that one. We want to go next here? Awesome.
Okay, I'm going to get real vulnerable
Please.
for a minute.
I would love that.
I have struggled with mental illness since I was a teenager, and a lot of people don't know that. So it's something that's always been a huge part of my life, from medications to therapy to all kinds of different things. And what's funny is burn has been able to be my release. So I'm completely unmedicated. I'm not saying if you are medicated, get off. I'm just saying what's worked for me, and that has been burn. Burn has been able to be my safe place with you guys. Whenever I walk in, I hear my name, sometimes my last name because Caitlin yells at me. But I mean, truly, this is my family. I look around, everyone's from different camps, but none of that matters. Y'all still know me. You still say, hey, Allie, you still give me a high five. And that just truly means the world to me. So thank you.
You're welcome, Allie. Thanks for sharing.
Awesome, Allie.
So I started coming December of 2021. I had 2 small children. We had just moved here. I didn't have any friends who had kids. I was struggling with depression. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't eating really, just because I was chasing kids all the time. And I started coming to Burn to do something for myself, to take time to work on myself, to take care of myself, to give me endorphins. I wasn't even coming to build muscle or anything. I was just coming to have endorphins and meet a community and have Child Watch was amazing. And I show up every day for my kids to show them this is how you take care of yourself, and it's so important. And make time for yourself and doing things that you don't think that you can do. When I first walked in these doors, I could barely do anything with 10-pound weights. And now I go for the 20s. I try to lift the 50. I would have never done that before. And I'm so proud of myself for being able to do that.
Yes. Go. Hey, I want to just make a comment on that. How she ended, how you just ended that. I'm so proud of myself. That is a thought that comes once you start gaining momentum in your life, right? Some of us, we call it jackal inward, because we all do that, right? We all kind of talk, for the lack of a better word, talk crap to ourselves internally, right? But then what happens, some mental health, right, is part of that is the negative inward talk, and that inward talk isn't going to stop. So it's like trying to flip it to positive, and I know that outward statement right there is a reflection of your inward thought now, because you lit up when you said it. You're like, I'm proud of myself. You're smiling from ear to ear, and so we're proud of you too, and we see your hard work, and we see, I saw you lifting the 50-pound straddle weights today too. Yep, with a smile on your face. Well, sort of a smile. It's more like a tense smile, like, I'm happy to be here, but this is really hard. Thank you for sharing.
I don't have a voice there.
There's not much. So only a select few people obviously know my story, but I was the mom 3 years ago that showed up because of Child Watch. So, yeah, exactly. So I actually started in Iowa, and I did research of what gym to go to, and you and I had a very similar childhood. And so it was a very rough one for me, and I was a D1 athlete. Injuries took me out. When I first started Burn, I was almost 300 pounds, no lie. I was doing push-ups against the wall. I was taking every single break I could think of. Every bit of me wanted to quit every single day, and we made it work. I did the 4 weeks for $99. I started in a promo, and I've been a member ever since. It started because of Child Watch. I stayed because of the community. I moved to Rock Hill a year and a half ago, met these wonderful people, this amazing community. Rachel was in my first camp the first day. So were the two of you over there. I was the person in the back of the room, not talking, hiding from the world. I hate to be the center of attention, weirdly enough.
I could not even guess that you hate
I
that
swear, people, there are
That is a
pictures of
180
me,
for sure.
I'm in the back, camp would end, I was sprinting out of the building, I did not talk, and now I'm here where I'm at. And you guys, it's all for you guys. This Rock Hill has been, is the love of my life, honest to God. You guys are insanely amazing. I am so proud to train you guys, and for him to be here with you guys to see this incredible community, and I'm continuously being pushed. I did 280 with this psychopath pushing me the whole time. I mean that all due respect.
No, please.
That's
the nicest thing anyone's ever called me.
To think about where I was 4 years ago, literally, guys, I was trying to do weight loss surgery at that point. I was pushing up against the wall to doing what I just did. it's amazing. So keep it up, y'all. You're gonna help.
Thank you for sharing. No limits, right? No ceilings. That's like just when you realize that your past doesn't define your future, that your biography is not your destiny, that where you come from isn't where you're going. And people that have pain in their life, like you and I, we get the advantage of learning that really, really early. And so nowadays, I'm going through a lot of things that my 50, 60-year-old contemporaries are now having to deal with from an emotional intelligence standpoint, just because I was forced to be a man when I was 12 years old before I should have been. And so, I think everybody, for all the stories that we do have in the Rock Hill community that are similar to that, it's always useful to have people around that have turned their pain or poverty into power, because it shows everyone else that maybe didn't have it as bad. One of two things. A, you might need some pain, right? Like there's a lot of people that we know that have grown up and they've never experienced the pain. They don't know how to handle adversity. So all of a sudden you're 42 years old and you get hit with adversity for the first time and it crumbles you because you hadn't built up that emotional stamina.
I've been going through some stuff recently with people and friends and teenage drama. But I come in because I do Child Watch, and I always come in early, and we'll talk to KB and Chelsea and all the BAs and give me advice, or they'll give me advice and help me figure everything out because I really don't have anyone else to talk to right now. So I love everyone here. Y'all are seriously like second moms to me.
I love our little TED Talks.
Yes.
Just soak up all that maturity, get yourself out of the gossip world, and you're good to go. You got a head start on life.
This makes me. Mine's not anything crazy, guys. COVID is when I first came here. I would go to the gym, but I would leave within like 10 minutes because I can't push myself to do anything like at other gyms. So when COVID hit, and I'm a very social person, and we were forced home, I got very, very depressed, and I started drinking a lot of wine, and then I don't know what clicked. I was like, I gotta do something because I'm not happy. I'm just sitting at my house. Like, I shouldn't be drinking wine. I just not doing things. So I guess I just drove by. I don't know. The first person I met was Amy. She slightly terrified me because she's like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. And my first camp was a athletic conditioning or cardio, and I thought I was gonna pass out. But then I came back, and I kept coming back, and then the next thing I know, I'm talking contracts with Amy, and she's like, okay, what are we doing? Let's go. And I was like, huh, okay. But I never expected, once I joined, I never expected this to be where I would find friends. I always thought I was just gonna hang out and say hi to people and then go home. And now I'm obsessed with people here. And we literally hang out every weekend. And my husband's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just going to the gym. He's like, are you gonna come home at a decent time? I'm like, no, we're probably gonna hang out after, so I'll see you at some point. So when I moved up here, I left all of my family and friends, and I only knew my husband's side. So I genuinely have my own set that means something to me. And then I just wanted to be around Amy all the time. So then I was like, can I be a BA, please? And she's tried to fire me ever since. But no, it's something. She can't. I keep coming back. I won't give her my key, so she's stuck. But I don't know. It just made me meet a bunch of different people from a very different childhoods that has allowed me to understand other aspects of the world too. So
Lasting friendships, lasting relationships.
yeah, they're all stuck with me forever.
Burn besties. The amount of the I thank you for sharing that. Think about all the stories that we've heard so far. Maybe that is that's so cute. Representation of what we do here too, isn't it? Kind of random children walking through the Q&A. Random, he's not too random. He sounds like he runs stuff here. He's like, hey, you guys, you got 10 minutes left. You better hurry up. I just think it's an amazing byproduct of what people think they come here for. We did a survey. We said, what do you come to Burn for? And the number one thing was people think of like when they first come is like just to get healthy and just to get fit. And like, that's like, of course, the initial inquiry, the initial thing that goes in your head, like I want to get fit. I need to stop this thing that I'm doing that's bad for me and need to start doing something healthy and good for me. And then when you get here, it's like, it's all of a sudden that becomes, yeah, the workouts are great. We pride ourselves on our workouts. We think they're the best workouts on the planet. I think we have the best trainers on the planet, hands down. I know we have the best trainers on the planet. Right? But that's like the least of the benefit of being a member here. Like number one to me is, hey, the community that we were able to build in our lives and the solidarity that comes from that, the confidence that comes from knowing that I get to show up at a place where other people love me and I love them and we could do that every single day. And there's no anxiety or fear of judgment walking into it. It's just like it's such a breeding ground to build lasting relationships. And I just want to commend that because that's the glue. And you're now at BA, right? Like you're the glue to the whole gym. And that story that you just shared here, we don't have to be salespeople here. We just share that story. We just share that story, and that's exactly what people want to hear. I came here, this is my family, this is my community. I've got lasting friends that I never thought I could have. These new people that came into my life that I didn't know would be here 2 years ago, they've changed my life completely, and I'm a completely different person because of it, and I want you to be a part of that too, right? So anyways, that's an amazing story. Thank you for sharing. Ben.
Yes, Ben, somehow I've turned into Benny.
Benny? Vanny, Benji?
Oh, no, not Benji. That's a dog.
You draw the line.
Benny, yeah, this is the only place I'm called Benny. I'm here for it.
We give nicknames here, Benny, now. You just
Absolutely. You're
going to walk through the gas station in like 2 months and be like, Benny!
All of Rock Hill is gonna do it.
100%.
All your kids at school start calling you Benny?
Call me Mr. Oliver.
Mr. Benny.
Hey, Benny. I'm a PE teacher, and I first came November of 2021 to support my wife. Showed up, did the 7-day trial. Caitlin was training. Amy was running around. I didn't know who she was. She came over and gave me a really heavy kettlebell. I hadn't done a leg day since college, and I very sarcastically said, thank you. And she went, you're welcome. And my wife, Paige, looked at me and she said, hey, that's the owner. You should probably be a little nicer. But that was my first day. I didn't come back for 2 months. I couldn't do another day. My legs wouldn't work for that 7-day trial. And I came back for 4 for 69. We had a promo 4 for 69 in January of 22. Yeah. Never thought that I would be a personal trainer. Love seeing people grow. I always tell people I came for the promo and I stayed for the community. And then I started seeing what Caitlin and watching Amy and Caitlin and how they were training and how they were helping people and help myself reach goals. And I was like, hey, I think I could do this. And Amy had a superpower, and I felt like she heard it from way across the gym. And she said, "Hey, so I hear you're interested in maybe training."
She was hearing your thoughts.
And I was just maybe.
Is that your gifting, Amy? Your telepathic?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, maybe somewhere down the road, and then all of a sudden she's barking in my ear like, "Let's go! I got a training spot for you. Let's go, Ben. Come on, Ben." And I'm like, I was like, yes. We were running circuits.
We love your
doing
enthusiasm.
ladders.
That's what makes us go.
I was doing ladders right outside in there, and she was right behind me. I was like, God, I can't breathe, but I can't stop. She's telling me I can't. But I loved being pushed. I loved how I was seeing myself and everyone around me grow. I loved being celebrated and being able to celebrate other people. And I seriously, my friends from high school see that I'm a trainer. Like, really? You're training?
We still question it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the support from the community, but then also the support from Hang and Amy, and then from our head trainer Caitlin, and just seeing that not only does she want to see our members grow, she wants to see our trainers grow. She wants everybody to be on the same level. She wants everybody to get the same camp every single time. And it's been just a huge blessing to be a part of this community and do something that I never imagined that I would do. Still surprising myself that this is something that I do. So, but love you guys. Thanks for pushing me. Thanks for welcoming me.
Well, people don't want you to change, do they? They don't want you to go do something that they didn't perceive that you were the person doing. I so relate to that because literally starting this company at 24, and I said we were going to do 500 locations like the first day, and everyone's like, okay, you're funny. Like, good luck with that. And like, you can either use that judgment for fuel or like pressure creates diamonds or pancakes, right? And to me, I was like always so motivated by the people in my life who knew me and knew who I was. Those, even like my best friends from high school, like nowadays, like they don't say that anymore, right? But they did at the beginning, and in all the contemporaries around me, I was mentioning how people in this industry, they're much older than me. I, kind of hit success early on in my career, and early on it was like, you're not going to do that, little boy, little kid. Who are you? You're 24. You think you can just come in here and step in and just blow it up like that? Oh yeah, you got another thing coming. And I said, no, maybe you can't do that. Maybe you can't. What's your name again? Yeah, my name's Devin Klein, not Bob. All right, Bob. So Bob, how about you just sit in your own projections of yourself, and then when I get to where I'm going, you can just live vicariously through me. How's that sound? Yeah? So that attitude I just love that. I caught that like, hey, it's part of, maybe it's not like a deep motivation, but part of it is like, hey, Ben has made a decision to evolve himself, and we get that opportunity to make those decisions every single day when we wake up, right? We're independent. We live in a beautiful country that gives us the opportunity to wake up every day and take individual responsibility for ourselves and our choices, and every day is a new opportunity. As sure as the sun rises and sets, you can make a new decision. Although the hardest thing is to do something different than you did yesterday. Right? And breaking those habits is pretty tough. But once we do, we make that decision, like so many of you in here, life just starts getting better, right? Who's next? Yes.
Oh,
Come on, Shannon.
Did I press something? Okay.
You're good. Is this on? Testing.
I joined Burn. Well, I started with a 7-day trial in August of 21. All my kids were in school. I have 3 girls, and my youngest was finally starting school all day. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start. I know there's child watch, but she's special needs. And anyway, I didn't know how she would do in child watch. So I waited till she was in school full time and did the first day. It was full body strength. And I went out to my car and called my husband. And I said, I don't think I can do this. I don't think this is for me. But I was like, I'm going to give it the week. So I gave it the week. And then there was like a 3-week promotion. I was like, okay, by the end of the 3 weeks, I'll know. And I was hooked. Like after week 2, I was like, oh my God, I cannot, this is it. This is going to be my thing. I had not worked out in like 15 years, like at all. And I was at my heaviest, other than being pregnant. And I just fell in love with it. And I'm going to cry. I just love it so much. And my family, most of y'all know this is my daughter, and they probably got so tired of hearing me talk about it all the time.
Yeah, because you would always be like, oh, I just love Bird. And I was like, I wonder what's so good about it.
Yeah, like what is this? Like, what's in the Kool-Aid? But Jasmine started coming with me, around Christmas time, just this past year. And and just seeing her, pick up heavier weights and do things that she had never done before. It's just amazing, and to have people supporting her.
I feel very welcome here. Like every time I come here.
Yes. And so and we come together now, and it's just amazing. I can't say enough good things about it.
Oh.
You just walk in at different. Can't walk in together. Yes. Yeah. But yeah.
Favorite thing about training you, by the way, I haven't been able to tell you this. Anytime I bring over a heavy weight, you're like, I don't know if I can do this, but I'll try. You always say I'll try, and no matter what, you try. And it is so cool, because I didn't know that about you. And so like hearing that about you and seeing where you are now, I would have never known that. Because you're like, every chance you get, you're like, yeah, I'll try. I mean, not a doubt in your mind, and you do it. It's fantastic.
Well, it's just the support and the not knowing I'm not judged. You know, like even if I try it and okay, I can't do that yet. That's okay. You know. So.
That's right. Jasmine, I have a question for you. I have a question for you. What, since your mom has been coming to Bern, what changes have you seen in your family and her that you've noticed as her daughter?
Well, like, she just seems like happier overall. Like, before she went to Bern, like, she would just, I don't want to be, like, mean, but, like, she'd kind of be, like, just kind of, like, walking around. Like, just kind of, like, walking around or, like, on the couch. And, like, I could just tell she wasn't, like, at her happiest. And then, like, she started going to Bern, and I noticed, like, she was, like, always, like, more upbeat. And I noticed that I was like, wow, Bern is really, like, making her feel better and all that. And, you know, I kind of wanted to get in better shape as well, because I did have, like, some eating problems. Like, I would eat to, like, comfort myself, because I wasn't, like, the happiest at the time. But I've been coming here and, like, exercising and, like, being here with the community. I feel like I have, like, a bunch of other moms, too.
You guys both share a bunch of moms now. How's your bond gotten closer?
It's definitely gotten, like, I remember the first day, I was, like, really upset at the end of the camp, but ever since I've been coming, like, I've been liking it more and more, and I enjoy coming now. Like, I look forward to it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get a good workout in.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Thanks for sharing, you too. Mom, look at you tearing up. I love this. This is what I'm talking about, you guys. This is what I said. Emotion creates motion. This is so good. This is so good. You guys are doing great. You guys are good at this vulnerability thing. I really like it. I really like it.
Come back.
This is awesome.
Come back. So I
Amy,
did.
you doing okay, by the way?
Yeah.
Amy's crying at every all these, by the way. Yeah, I see it. She's doing good.
So I actually started my athletic career with CrossFit, and I did that for almost 9-10 years. And around COVID time, my body was just starting to hurt, and I just needed time. And COVID hit, and I was trying to work out at home, trying to go to the gym, and it just wasn't the same. I missed the community, but I just didn't want the CrossFit experience anymore. And I knew a few of my friends were already here. So I decided to come to Bern, and I was like, yeah, it's a great community. I was enjoying it. I knew several people who were already here. So I instantly was never intimidated coming to the gym. The crazy thing is I was here for about 5 or 6 months before, and I had never met Amy. And we were on vacation for spring break last year, and I get a message in my instant messenger saying, hey, we're in Destin, you're here, and another Bern member I had never met is here. Let's get together and let's do a 5 a.m. workout. And I was like, the first time I met Amy, actually, and she came to my condo that we were playing, and we worked out, and it's just, it was an awesome experience, honestly. I was like, look at this, the owner that I've never met is reaching out to me to want to work out with me, and it just no excuses, and meeting Hang for the first time, and just really their love for the community and love to reach out to someone they didn't know, just knew was their member, and said, hey, let's get together and work out. And I think we did 3 times that week, and it was a lot of fun. So I got to meet Amy up close and personal outside on the beach, and it was nice. But yeah, I love this community and all my friends.
Anybody else would like to share? Okay, please. Yay.
We might need to be here a really long time, so there's that. It's been like 4 or 5, whenever. It was before COVID. I did a paid in full. I was solid in, and then we had COVID. But I started with the trial, and then the 4 weeks. I just found my first focus meeting paperwork, 180 pounds. I couldn't do push-ups. I worked up my way to push-up. I started at 0, also needing somebody to push me because I would not push myself. And I was also one of those people who would show up at the crack, 5:30, showed up, I was in line. I remember freaking out, so nervous, and everyone was so welcoming. And it just it stunned me how welcoming everybody was. I did not expect that. Worked out, was sore for like the rest of my trial. Literally thought I couldn't do this, but just kept showing up, but also making a beeline out the door because I didn't have time for people. I had to get to work. I worked like 80-hour weeks. I was just in Charlotte, always working. Life is a blur in those years, like literally, y'all. Like I don't remember family stuff. I have to go back to pictures and remember, because I was just working all the time. So I made time for myself with this. And this is the one thing that I did that I can remember. Over all these years, burn. I remember when I could do my first push-up. I remember when I quit my job. That was 2 years ago. I remember when Amy offered to let me come in on his BA. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, okay. I was like, I looked for something new. Burn has just been like that, I don't know, the light at the end of the tunnel. I always looked forward to a workout because I knew I would clear my head. I could leave everything on the floor. And I would have kind of a moment when I was here, even though it was killer. I would have that time. And I could, like, it set the tone for my day. It started setting the tone for my week. It started setting the tone for me in my house, with my family, with my friends. My friendships changed as I changed. I lost some friends because of burn, but I gained so many more because of burn. Now I'm training. It's a crazy, crazy journey that I'm like outside of corporate, left corporate, crazy, all that. I'm like happier than I've ever been in my entire life. I'm in better shape than I've ever been. And I have met, y'all, but y'all, listen, burn, all of you, you don't know who you're inspiring. You inspire me every single day. I have been blown away by burn, changed inside and out by burn. I have no word, like I could be here, I could just blah, 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 all the time. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Amy for taking a chance, KB, Devin for making burn a thing so that we can all have this in our lives. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody. Anyway, I can just go on, so I'm gonna stop. But thank you. Sorry.
Thank you for sharing. You may have a motivational speaking career too, because you just got half the room fired up. I think we have time for one more. Anybody else? Oh, let's go. You got this.
No, because she like started it, so I'm like, no, I won't cry because mine's not super emotional. So I am a Burn Rock Hill OG. Been here since the doors opened. I had my first child in June of 2017, and we opened the doors in September. My mom actually started as the Child Watch Director, and she was all in. And I was like, yeah, I guess I could take this baby weight off or whatever. So it was a struggle being a first-time mom and making time to work out and also working a full-time job and all of the things. But I also worked in Child Watch. I did Friday nights and Saturday mornings that helped offset the cost of my membership because we had to figure it out somehow. I was here when the doors opened, and we've gone through so many head trainers and ownership change and all the things, and it's like one thing that every single person that has walked through that door has said is the community is something you'll never find anywhere else. Because what Rock Hill, the vibe, everything, what we pour ourselves into every single day, this community is just top notch. So then opportunities came, so I worked out my entire pregnancy with my second son. COVID hit, and that was probably the one thing of like getting through is doing the workouts at home, and everybody's still doing their best, even though we couldn't get in the gym. And even when we got back in the gym, and then it happened
Those boxes.
Yes, the tape. the tape. We're like, oh my God, look at the squares.
Those
the
are
squares.
I
You
call
get your
those the
square.
anti-high five machines.
Like
I
the
hated those things.
ownership of the squares, you know. We're so territorial over those. And yes, it's craziness. So anyways, so we, and then my husband ended up doing a career change, and we had the opportunity for me to stay home with my boys, which, you know, they're only young once, so I said, game. And then I went to Amy and went, we're gonna have to figure something out. And she was just like, I got you. So I have been a BA ever since, and I absolutely love the staff and Amy and Hang for giving me the opportunity to still do this. Yeah, so yeah, my mom works here. My husband works out here now. He used to laugh at us and do the Saturday free camps and come in, and he'd be the one losing his Cheerios out in the front. 'Cause what do you guys do? Do pillow fights there? No. Game on, buddy. Let's go.
Hey, honey, how you doing out there?
It's always the guys. They want to puff out their chest. Come on, it's a chick gym. Okay,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Like,
That's
okay,
it.
what you gonna lift?
Yes, and now and everybody, since we've gone co-ed and everything, everybody was so supportive of welcoming him, and he blows everybody's mind. I don't know how that man can probably jump 2 burn bars stacked on top of each other, and he's like 5 foot tall. I mean, I'll give him like 5'2", maybe. But anyways. Anyway, yes. So this community, this everything, like everything that it's been the last 5 years has been amazing, and I try my best to pour myself into it, because over the first couple of years I drank from the cup a lot to refill myself, and so now it's my turn to try and do that back. So that's right, girl.
Well, you guys, this was amazing. You want to say something? Please, Amy. Please, go ahead. Yeah. Well, yeah, I had time for one more, but
Sorry,
since you want it,
changed
I got
my
time
mind.
for
I'm
whatever
sorry.
you need, buddy.
So,
No, all you.
I'm not really a good storyteller, so I'm just gonna, I really want to just say thank you. I'm not really good at saying thank you, because, but I'm getting better, guys. So I never thought Burn was gonna be in my life. I didn't think about owning one. So when the opportunity came up, first person I looked at was Hang. I said, do we even got it? I said, could we do this? Like, we're not business owner of anything. Our family are all restaurants and gas station owners. So we didn't even tell anyone because of just the judgment of like, what are you doing? Like, that's not where the money is. But I didn't believe in that. I believe that if you do what you love, which is showing up every day, because you guys all inspire me. I suck, I'm sorry. You guys, you don't realize it, but some days I need you more than you need us. I had grown up, it's not always rainbow for me, okay? I didn't have the best family. All of you guys who walked in the door who were strangers, you guys became my friends. You guys became my second family. And I want to thank you, Bert and Raquel. Thank you to C Money, KB, Maggie, Ellie. You guys are all my second family. And just, you know, my goal is just keep going, change lives one day at a time, okay? If we can reach out and just share our Burn love and our community, let's do it, guys. You know, Devin's dream is to go to the moon. Mine is to grow this community. Let's blast off these walls. And it's not for me. I don't care, guys. Like, as Hang, he's always like, Aim, watch your budget. I'm like, what budget? I don't know. I'm like, give whatever the
We'll talk
members
about that too,
want.
Amy. We'll talk about that too. Don't worry. We got to dial in the budget a little bit.
He's over there stretching, and I'm just like, whatever the community want, guys. Like, you know, you guys showing up, you guys showing that you're stronger on this floor makes me want to be a part of that. And I love showing up, even though there's days I don't, because, you know, there's always good and bad side of the business, but that's okay. So every one of you in this room or at home or can't make it today, you guys are truly amazing. And this is what made me want to be part of Burn. And so thank you. Thank you, every one of you. Thank you, Devin. Thank you. So I'll be sorry. Thank you. Told myself I wasn't gonna cry.
Yeah. Well, your energy, I always say that a community is a mere reflection of their leader. And your emotion toward what we're doing here is the reason why there's emotion in the room, right? And we get to step into the unknown every day as an entrepreneur. It's a good metaphor is like you have a prototype parachute and you jump off the cliff and you're not sure if it's going to work or not. You're just having trust that the manufacturer of the parachute was a really great manufacturer, right? And that's the relationship that I take with you two and the rest of our franchise partners, because this is a place of sacredity. We're the only family-owned company in the top 5 in the fitness industry, and there's only 4 companies bigger than us at this point. And I've been told that we couldn't do it, that it was impossible to scale our community, that you couldn't scale you couldn't scale relationships, you couldn't scale the training without screens on the wall, you couldn't scale what was going on in Huntersville and Cornelius, North Carolina, the first 2 gyms, like very similar to the stories that you guys are sharing here today. And I want to thank you too, because of you and because of your commitment and your dedication to one another and to the community, I'm not scaling it, right? So maybe they were right. I couldn't scale it, but we can, right? We can. As long as we continue we're going to get bigger, we're going to continue to grow. We want to go to the moon. We want to, every community on the planet deserves to have one of these. And we're not going to do that by thinking big, though. We're going to do that by thinking small. We're not going to do that by getting bigger. We're going to do that by getting better for you guys. And I want you all to know that whether it's a positive piece of feedback, it's a piece of feedback that might come from a place of there might be an area of opportunity for us to grow into the gym, or if you think about the old ship metaphor, it's like, yeah, a ship can be sailing it, but there's a bunch of little tiny holes in the ship. Well, it's not going to go as fast unless you plug all those little tiny holes and reduce the amount of friction that's there. And so as a community, as a one unified front, like you all are responsible to, you all feel, to me, it feels like as you're speaking that you feel responsible in some way for this community, yes? Like that you want to share it forward, and you wanted to hear from me and hear from each other because you wanted to soak up that energy that allows you to go out and transfer that energy to other people, because we all know we can't transfer what we don't experience. And so being here, experiencing this, and being able to share that outwardly, we're just so thankful that you're here showing up every day, sweating together, crying together, getting swole together, upping your weights, all that stuff. And every single day is an opportunity for us to get closer and closer and closer. And the closer Rock Hill gets, the closer Lake Norman gets, the closer we all get together, we're gonna reach all of the goals that I have for the organization. We're gonna reach all the goals that you have for the organization, and we're gonna do so not by focusing on a profit, right? So there's merit to that. We do need to talk about that a little bit. There's merit, but there is merit, right? We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that by leaning more into what Amy is focused on, and that's the culture, right? The community. Did you guys know if you go to Google Burn Bootcamp and you have all your cache cleared on your computer and stuff, the 4th one, it's Burn, how much is a membership, and then is there a Burn near me, and then I think it might be the 3rd one, is Burn Bootcamp a cult? And I'm like, yes, which by the way is the root word of culture, right? Right? And so what we're doing is amazing. What you all are doing is amazing. In Rock Hill, everything that you guys are doing here it's bigger than just us. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. And I just really appreciate all of your time, your attention, your energy on the brand. And wanted to end it like we always do. 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.